This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said. Nightmares, I don't care, I love it.
It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, PA, in the Beechview neighborhood. I'll talk about the shirt a little bit later. But with me, we got our cast and crew. First of all, from Studio C in the D of Dormont, PA, is John Chichilla of Big
How's
Bang
it going?
International. Hello, and you have a special guest there.
Yeah, lean in so you're not in the. There you go. Introduce yourself.
My name is Christopher.
Yes, Christopher, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So we're going to be talking with you about your YouTube channel again tonight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We'll be getting to that in our Awesome Things of the Week. Also back with us, you can actually check her out over on the Fishing Without Bait podcast at fishingoutwithoutbait.com. Dudders, Katie Dudas is joining us as well, our resident social media expert. How are you doing this week?
Good. I'm doing really well. I'm playing my new favorite internet game. Would you like to know what it is? It's called Schedule a COVID Test.
Oh! Let me know how that goes. So.
Oh, it's horrendous. It's amazingly horrendous.
So,
it's almost like this ridiculous. It is. It's a game. Like, oh, let me try over here now.
There's a couple times I wanted to just to be on the extra safe side, and I gave up. I'm like, listen, I haven't been near anybody. I'm fine. Just so, but oh no, I thought so. So I didn't know because I've also been seeing the other fun internet game is scheduling my vaccination appointment. So that I've seen some people experiencing. I'm in like the third or fourth group. I'm not even trying at this point. But I was trying to see. I was like, can I get in under the BMI? Listing here. I think I might. So, but no.
A lot of people qualify under that. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm looking for the vaccine. I'm not looking for the test. I haven't left this dwelling of mine.
Yes, exactly. Either way, both are very interesting issues right now. But anyways, also back with us is Crazy Krause.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Hello, another technical fellow at Big Bank International Esquire.
Yeah, except I do it from home now. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I am in my house.
Nobody goes to the Golden Tower anymore.
Katie, my brother-in-law, has had COVID twice.
Whoa.
Oh no.
It's it's real scary how many people. I am utterly shocked how many people in the last month have told me they got it. It has been ridiculous, and even another friend just told me today he probably has it because somebody in his family does in the household. So,
yeah, he's had it twice though. It's just like, Rob, come on.
Yeah. It's like, guys, take care of yourselves. I'm going out for the first on location thing that I'll be doing in like 2 months this Friday myself, and it's just gonna be. I'm just wrapping myself in saran wrap, which I know introduces its own problems on safety. Children listening, including the one on the line, please don't do things like that with saran wrap. I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there. Our legal department will appreciate that.
Or if you do, wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Just wear your own air tank, whatever.
Answer for that.
Anyways, this is the AwesomeCast. Please check out everything at awesomecast.com. This is episode 230 of the show. So please go check out. Wait, 500, 230, 530. 530. Where did I get 230 from? My numbers are all messed up. I misnumbered like the last 3 weeks of Wrestling Mayhem show for some reason. But anyways, check out everything at awesomecast.com. No matter the number, it will be the latest episode up there. You can hit us up at awesomecast at sorgatronmedia.com for comments or advertising opportunities with the show. Hit us at awesomecast on the Twitter, our Facebook page at awesomecast, and of course the Facebook group where a lot of sharing goes on throughout the week. Hey, I'm on Reddit too. If you do that, I'm sharing some AwesomeCast things over there. I'm trying to get on the Reddit thing finally. I know, finally, I guess. So, but and also please subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcast player. Please especially rate us over there on the Apple Podcast. That helps a lot with getting that out there to more people. And of course, we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, roundabout over there on the Facebook, on the YouTube, and on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. If you want to join us on there, whatever you like to hang out with, whatever app. I know you can throw the Twitch on the Xbox really easy over there. I was checking out our friends Power to the Smarks that were doing a show the other night while I was kind of flipping through and setting up my broadcast. And, of course, thank you to our audio partners, our friends at the 405media.com and our friends at postindustrial.com that have been sharing the AwesomeCast with their crews over there. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends at the Coffee Club level at Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, who recently discovered Gotham appears, and I had a great conversation with him at 3 in the morning about that. Cynthia Klosky, and at the Fan of the Show level, our friends Michael Fedor, phmuseums.org, Professor Buzzkill Podcast, and Dave Potner. Thank you all for supporting the show, helping keep the lights out there. So Potner qualifies for the BMI number. If you qualify, I definitely qualify. I got a lot of Sorg going on over here. But anyways, it's time to check out our awesome things of the week. Let's start by age. Christopher, I think you qualify to go first. I haven't checked. I'm not checking your ID. I'm going to honor system, but I think you're first.
Okay.
What's your awesome thing of the week?
My YouTube channel.
Yes. So
And what? Oh, go ahead.
So when you were on last, you were just starting the YouTube channel together. Was that correct? And now you've done a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we've done 3 videos.
And I don't even think we had started. I don't even think we started recording or really build out the channel. It wasn't until right, like during Christmas holiday week.
Mm-hmm. I love the memojis over there. It's C&J plays games, and
Yeah, on the iPad, it doesn't look the same.
No, it's gonna look different for everybody wherever you're at. But so you're playing Roblox over here?
Yep, and what we made one Minecraft video and a couple Roblox videos and one. What's the game called?
What is the game called?
Rocket League.
Rocket League.
There it is, my brain.
Yeah,
There it
we
is.
just got that one recorded, so we have yet to post it. But and I'll get to some of how we did that in my awesome thing of the week. But the cool thing is being able to do the 2 iPads at the same time, and just all the stuff that we can do just right in the enjoyment of our house.
That's really cool. So yeah, I'm looking at this. We're looking at the Roblox video, and there's you guys in the corner, much like we're seeing you now on the feed. And I noticed that there's like both your sides of Roblox, which is a fairly first person kind of thing, are both kind of being snagged here and put together. That's pretty cool.
I think my face kind of got sucked by the logo, but okay.
Yes, in our video feed, yeah, because I full screened it there. But you can see it if we pull it out of full screen a little bit here. There they are hanging out.
You can see my hair.
You can see your hair. There you go.
I'm just like.
So what's your favorite game that you've gotten to play so far?
It's either backpacking or the second one. What was
Iron Man?
Yeah, Iron Man.
I think I just found the Iron Man video.
It's pretty cool.
Maybe.
That's actually a really good Roblox game. You can
Yeah.
kind of get in the Iron Man
Oh yeah,
armor.
that. also Arcade Empire. Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Nice.
That's a really fun game.
Cool, cool. So you're learning a lot about game streaming there, Christopher?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. What's your favorite part of it so far?
What's that?
What's your favorite part of doing the game streaming there?
Probably just flying around is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your favorite part of streaming? Like, what's your favorite part of being on YouTube?
Because I'm live. Actually, I'm not, but
Yeah, we do all of our recordings and then put it together and then post it up on YouTube.
Okay, cool. So, awesome. Anything else you want to talk about here with the new channel?
no.
No, that's it.
I'm going to hide.
You're going to hide behind the logo.
Do you guys think you would ever stream? I'm sorry, Sorg. Do you guys think you would ever stream live? You know, do the live streaming thing?
I think as we get more used to it, there's a little bit of just getting used to the recording, getting used to, because we honestly, unlike our highly productionized show here, there's no show notes, there's no here's what we're doing next. Usually it's here's a game, or
Yeah.
what multiple games are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're kind of just winging it and then trimming it down.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder almost if Twitch would be a little bit of a better venue for just the game streaming and then taking that and trimming it down for YouTube, because even the YouTube videos seem a bit long.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends. We've seen varying success with things. I feel like if you're playing a game that's popular like Roblox, like you might get a little more eyeballs coming over to there. I really can't tell you how big the YouTube gaming side of things are. So, unless you have an audience that you brought over, right? So
Yeah, pretty much.
I know in the last couple of weeks, I've started seeing those videos popping up in my feed
Mm-hmm.
of people playing games.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I've noticed that recently.
So, and I'm aware of there's some pro wrestlers with WWE that do their channel, and of course they're going to be good because they're the WWE people, so they have people showing up to watch them already, right? So, and it's like some of them I watch are literally, I think they're doing everything on Twitch. Somebody puts it together. But like, there's like, here's them playing Uno for an hour, you know, with minimal edits. And then there's other things where they're doing Rocket League, and it's more that super cut of reactions to things going on rather than a full game. So, I mean, it's, your early stages. I would say just keep poking at it until you find that sweet spot and see what people react to. If people start reacting to it, right? So
Yeah, I've even tried to play around with when posting. I think one of the videos I made kids only to see if it would get like more views, more of anything, and I was surprised it didn't. And I went and reverted the video or the settings on the video so it's no longer kids only.
Yeah.
And it's already started to go back and get more hits.
I would
Well,
say
what is that?
The Iron Man one.
Yeah,
I would say everything that I've read about the kids only since they started it will severely restrict what you're doing. I think that's more for like if Sesame Street wants to, you know, or something like that. Again, like it is different. You building an audience and letting YouTube help you build it, especially if they think that they're going to be able to put ads against it. I think the big thing is, I think with kids only, they're not allowed to do ads.
What I didn't know is, can non-kids only stuff show up in the YouTube Kids app?
That's a good question, and I would hope not. So,
And you know what I figured out?
What's that?
Is that kids only will only put up one ad and not two ads. Because most of the popularity is just doing two ads.
Yeah.
And I get mad. And that's the end of that story.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, thank you, Christopher, for joining us again. Again, tell us what your YouTube channel is for everybody to check out.
CNJ Plays Games.
There it is. Oh, do you have a theme song?
We're working on that. That's coming along, and I've been actually downloading some like motion templates and to try to take and actually do an intro. But I needed content before I could get to that point.
Yeah, like we were gonna do like one of those things where you just put like a bunch of like a second of a piece of a video of a second of a part of it.
Awesome. Christopher, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. When can I join next? 6 months? 5 months?
You sound like someone
We'll
like
work on figuring it out.
you said. Look, we have that conversation after the show. Like you don't know how many times I've literally been asked that question like that between this and Mayhem show. So.
How about when you get?
I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Oh man. So Chilla, I guess this will parlay into what your awesome thing of the week is too, since it sounds like it's related.
Yes. So mine is the Elgato Capture HD60 S Plus. This actually, I think a long time ago, I reviewed Elgato's. I think it was the HD60.
I think I also have the HD60 I got on your recommendation too. That's what we've been using for like when we used to use iPad on here in our game capture a lot.
So the interesting thing with OBS, so on the iPad capture, OBS actually has a plugin that you need nothing other than to just plug your iPad into the computer to bring it up on screen, and that's actually how we're doing the 2-up mode.
Nice.
Where I ran into a problem was OBS with the Elgato devices. It didn't support the HD60, which is the one that I think that we both had. There was a crazy plugin rigmarole that you had to do for the HD60S. And then OBS out of the box supports the HD60S Plus. The thing that really bummed me out is there's actually like a 4K box that they sell that does like it can stream it can connect to your computer and record locally on a mic or on an SD card. That's not supported by Mac OS for some reason. So the only thing that I could use, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to do Xbox games, and that's kind of where the HD60S Plus came into play. I've had really good results with it with the Xbox so far. I think we're going to look at Fall Guys as well for PlayStation.
Nice.
So that'll probably come into play on the PlayStation. The other thing that I noticed, and I don't think it's any fault of Elgato's, but what I had tried to do is I have all of my gaming systems plugged into a receiver. I tried to plug in the Elgato in between the receiver and the TV, and instead of in between the device and the receiver. And something that the receiver was doing was causing it to like constantly drop. But as soon as I had the console plugged directly into the Elgato and then the Elgato into the receiver and then out to the TV, it's been perfect. And the one thing that I like about this device, and I may actually try it with the iPad, is OBS doesn't have audio support for the iPad when you bring it in from their kind of native plugin type stuff. So I can't bring in any of the game sound, whereas the HD60, I can use some of its stuff to bring the HDMI audio in. So I'm hoping that what I'm interested in next is if I take the old HD60 and the new HD60S Plus, can I somehow bring them in together for a 2-up view like we do?
Are we talking about like daisy chaining them or just as separate inputs?
I don't, or maybe since we're both playing the same game, the audio will be somewhat close.
Yeah. I could see that.
But the thing that I was impressed with is obviously Elgato, I think, has a pretty good piece of software for their game capture, which will, set up your Twitch stream, set up multiple streams. I don't need that from the OBS perspective, but the device, I literally plugged it in and it just worked.
Nice.
It
Nice.
came up as a video source and I was ready to go.
And I see the S Plus is also USB-C and everything, so like you're ready to go on the Mac. You know, obviously, I have found that, and this is something I'm trying to figure out too. And I think I picked up a new Blackmagic input box, for this very reason. Like I feel like because I have several Lightning adapters for Blackmagic inputs, and I don't think any of them work on my Mac across the board. Like even when I go over to like a Windows 10 side, it just doesn't work with the hardware, and I haven't been able to suss that out. No, these things are great. I mean, I guess I've had that for a while, but it's good to see that they're giving that compatibility on the Mac side. Because
what was weird too, though, now that you mentioned that with the USB cable and the USB-C, so the HD60S Plus is USB-C on device, but it comes with a cable that's USB-A, like the big on the one side and the USB-C on the other.
Really?
And I tried about 6 different USB-C to USB-C cables that I had.
Yeah. And
every one of them threw an error.
Well, you're also, remember, you're powering that over USB, and I think the USB-C cords have a rating problem.
So what was weird is the Elgato game capture app was the only one that would actually give me what the true error was, and it was that I wasn't plugging into a USB 3 hub, which I know. I mean, I was plugging directly into the Mac, so it was something to do with the cable. Yeah,
it's weird. Oh, okay. The Elgato HD60 Plus is the new one. S Plus. I forgot all the things. All right.
All the numbers.
Let's stay on gaming for a moment. And Krause, you got a special something coming your way.
Finally. I have my Xbox Series X coming. It only took, when was it launched? November, and I haven't been able to get one yet. And so finally, I actually had a friend text me, hey, Walmart has them available. I jumped on Walmart's website. And the thing is I had a really hard time. I actually had from Best Buy probably a month. It was right before Christmas. I had one in a cart, but I couldn't get it with the all access. That's how I wanted to buy it. You know, and I wanted to get on the quote unquote program. Included with the Game Pass and everything. Because I don't know why. I think that's a better way to do it. So, but I was finally able to do it last week. Actually, I was Chilla. We were working, and I was like, dude, I got one. So,
Nice.
It was it finally. So I'm very much looking forward to it getting here. It's supposed to be here February 1st. In fact, I got an email this afternoon that Walmart.com had shipped it. So
this is, and again, the all access, you're paying a monthly fee. You're not paying upfront costs, like which was $500 for the Series X right now.
Right.
So you do have an option of the Series X or the Series S, is it? The no disc version, basically no disc, not full 4K. I don't believe. I think it's 2K maybe. So I mean, this is something I've been looking at as well. Probably when I find myself buying a 4K TV, I'll probably finally jump on this. But yeah, you're talking like $35 a month. You may already be paying $15 if you already have Game Pass. But it's only for the 24 months. So yeah, it's like buying an iPhone on your AT&T or Verizon plan these days. With
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, about the same price. I think I trick out my phone. And with whatever the high end, sizes and everything, and I still think that doesn't work out. Wait, $35? Oh, but you're also paying for Game Pass, because I'm like, wait a minute, this is like a $1,200 phone, and I was paying about $40 a month. The math didn't compute for a moment there, but
I think you're financing like 800 and some when it's all said and done, because it's the 2 years of Game Pass and then the costs of the console.
If you're somebody who does not, that would like maybe you need a new Xbox, or maybe you're looking to go over to Xbox but don't want to up the cost, they do also have a $22.99 a month version that it is for the Xbox One S. That is not the Series XS stuff. It's basically the most recent of the last generation. But again, most of those games are going to play on there. You can do that, and you have the ability to upgrade in 18 months of doing that. So that's an option too if you want to jump in on that. And that's talking, that's about $7 more than you're paying for Game Pass right now, at $15 a month if you're getting, of course, Game Pass Ultimate. So, but no, that's I think it's a cool deal. And other than getting it, which has been a problem for all the consoles now, but you figured it out,
yeah,
right?
exactly. It's been a royal pain.
Yeah.
I've tried many times without success, and I was very ecstatic.
But it's not great on PlayStation either. This is across the board right now. There's just a lot of limitations. So that's awesome. So I'd like to hear how that goes and your impressions when you finally get that in hand to test it out on. So awesome.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
I want to hear about your load times.
Yes, for sure.
Listen, I grabbed that $5 Red Dead Online. It's like go make dinner when you boot this thing.
I'll tell you. So, and then what switched my mind and got me out of trying to get in line for the new device was I repurposed an old SSD.
Mm-hmm.
And it has drastically changed how my Xbox functions.
Unfortunately, all the SSDs I have are used. I have 2 of them for my video recorder here in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Chilla, remind me, you're on the newer One X, right?
Yeah, I had the power supply problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That I couldn't find actually a replacement power supply for, and ended up finding a refurb randomly. Because I had the original. I didn't have which your original was what the Founders. Well, not Founders Day, but
Day One. Yeah.
Day One. Mine was right around there, and they had changed the connector on the power plug down the road, and I couldn't. I had a hard time finding a new power cable.
I got my Xbox secondhand via what was it? What are those apps where you can put stuff for sale before
Let it go.
Let it go or something like that. Yeah, no, I got it with that with a stack of games, and I haven't played half of them over in Brookline here. So I have no idea what my lifespan is going to be on this thing. I think I paid $200 for the entire package. The guy wiped the Xbox in front of me after I handed him the money.
Oh wow! Okay.
It was an experience. So I would not be surprised. Knock on wood, that thing could go any day, and I might be joining you on the All Access with a Series S or something. So
well, my power supply did go bad. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
It was a couple months before the release of the next one, so I bought a refurb or whatever off of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm using the Day One. It is my Day One edition Xbox. So
nice.
I've been on this console for 7 years.
Old trusty. Hey, those 360s still work great. Other than the disk drive kind of went on one of them. Hell, the other, right. I have a second 360 that Toddy from the Thrifty podcast gave me that he found in the bin at the Goodwill outlet, which means he may have paid $5 for it. So I can't remember is by the item or by the pound.
I think it's by the pound.
It's by the pound. How much does an Xbox 360 weigh? It was just the unit. Just the unit. I don't know where I got the second set of cords. I don't know if it came with it, but and we have, so that's why I have one here at the studio and one at home. So it's all right, I got enough games on them, right? Nothing for a hard drive, but anyways, so much that I couldn't update the Xbox to be usable because the drive included on it wasn't big enough. So you could tell it was early. Anyways, let's go around there. Katie, what's your awesome thing?
So we've seen the memes, the Bernie Sanders memes everywhere in the past week, and they've been pretty magical. You've probably seen Bernie Sanders in every sort of imaginative situation at this point. If you go back to the inauguration, he was sitting with his mittens in his chair with his mask on. And one of the cooler things that I saw with this was somebody, I actually saw it originally on TikTok, the Bernie Sanders crochet doll. And I saw the person who did it and did the whole process of like, this is what I'm doing. And it was the day of. It was literally the day of the inauguration. She had done this and it was amazing. And she decided to sell it on eBay and was going to donate proceeds to Meals on Wheels. And she started it out at like $5 and it ended up selling for $20,300.
Holy
So Meals
hell.
on Wheels got a $20,000 donation out of this Bernie Sanders crochet doll.
This has been one of the articles I saw was about how the Bernie Sanders meme is bringing our divisive nation on social media back together. Because everybody, like, you don't have it, but like, you understand, my wife has been sending me, I'll wake up and there are like 10 Bernie Sanders photos in my text. And I don't even think she likes Bernie Sanders. It doesn't matter. It's amazing. And you've seen him everywhere, you know. So between this and isn't he selling a sweater of the picture? And I think he sold out of them already. And those was that going to Meals on Wheels as well? Maybe.
I think it was the Vermont Food Bank.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So
yeah, something local with his food bank in Vermont.
Between that and I have one to include here. Because you can also this article over on Vice shares that is not loading terribly well, but apparently there is a tool for you to make Bernie sit anywhere in the world with Google Maps. So if you want to throw him over by this construction equipment or over here on this street and who knows where. So somebody, I don't think they use this app. Maybe they did because somebody sent me a picture of Bernie Sanders sitting in front of the studio here. And at Sorgatron Media, so maybe that's what they were using with that. But yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been creative. I've loved the wrestling ones as well. So if this is what you have to look forward to, I'm glad social media is getting a little happier over the last week. So
yeah, we needed it.
Yes, we did. We all needed the Bernie. We all needed the Bernie and the mittens. There's a story behind the mittens too, right? Like
yeah,
themselves.
They were a Vermont school teacher had made them for him a couple years ago, and they're recycled sweaters, and the inside is recycled pop bottles, I believe, as how they made the inside. That's
amazing. That is amazing. Good. I mean, it's everywhere. You've seen it. if you're out there on the internet listening to this show, you've seen it by now. So that's awesome. So we deep dived this last night. The big news coming from the streaming world yesterday is WWE Network and the Peacock are joining. As in, not that they are merging necessarily, but apparently that app that I don't know how widespread or people are using it right now, but it's NBC's answer to HBO Max, Netflix, things like that. And if you have Comcast, you actually probably already have it and don't know it, or they won't let, or actually they probably tell you enough that you have it if you have that on Comcast. But yeah, it's the overtop thing. I just finished watching the Saved by the Bell reboot this afternoon, actually. And of course, the big news was they had The Office, but apparently for a $1 billion over 5 years deal, they're going to actually acquire the exclusive streaming rights in the United States of the WWE Network. WWE, of course, has their own app where this is served on, and that includes, like, you know, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, plus all of their original content and documentaries that they have on there. But that is going to go away. Your WWE app in the States will not, your account will not work after, I believe it's March 18th. And all that will be integrated into the Peacock app. And actually, they've been advertising this for a while, some of the old programs, these were the programs that were, they started rolling out a lot of these back when the network started back in 2014, including newer stuff like Stone Cold Steve Austin's talk show and things like that. Those have already been included in Peacock. So they're going to, again, that back catalog of, like, and we're talking about old National Wrestling Alliance, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, ECW, you know, things like that, and you know, all that back catalog of the original WrestleMania. A lot of that is included. I guess all that, it sounds like all that's going to migrate over. It's kind of a nice. A lot of WWE fans are going to be saving money because I think we're paying $9.99 a month now. Peacock starts at $4.99, and again with the ad-supported version, kind of like how Hulu does. And then $9.99 is the no ads version, the Premium Plus they're calling it. But if you have Comcast, or I think it's like Cox was another one. We if you want more in depth, we went over this like about a half an hour worth of this because this is big wrestling news. On last night's Wrestling Mayhem show, kind of Monday edition, we call Monday Mayhem Warriors over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We have a YouTube clip of that as well if you just want to dig into that. So, I mean, this is a big play. And Krause, this is one of the reasons I invited you, because I know we have had this ongoing conversation about subscriber fatigue, and they kind of solved part of the problem for me with this deal.
Right, yeah. It's now combined into one. You get more stuff, more bang for the buck, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even if you're like not even interested in some of these properties over here, it's still like you kind of get introduced to it, I guess. You know, I mean, the only concern was one that was brought up a lot last night was like, what happened with my account? I don't know if it matters. Like, was there really anything, collections or history that you really care about being in there? But also, like, it's going to be dug into this versus having its own thing. That could be a little weird, but I think it's kind of a win-win for a lot of people out there. More people will get it. I think they said 1.5 million worldwide, about 1 million in the U.S. subscribe to the WWE Network. And again, if you're out of the U.S., you'll still get WWE Network the same way you always did. No Peacock required. But there's something like 24 million signups for Peacock already. So that.
Yeah, it says in the article you gave nearly 22 million users, but they're not sure how many of those are paying subscribers.
Right.
So this is all going to be, all the WWE content will be behind the paywall, I guess.
I think all the WWE Network. So WWE Network itself actually has been talking about this free version of the WWE Network they've been doing, which obviously I think is going to go away along with this. So there's been they'll have a selection of, if you go to network.w or watch.wwe.com, you'll see not logged in. I'm not logged in right now. You'll see a lock right next to, and then some of them will just have like a little person on it. So, like, for instance, Royal Rumble's coming up this weekend. It's their big event. So they'll actually unlock for free several past events of the Royal Rumble, episodes of other things going on, like, you know, some of their documentaries and things. So it's
like to get you warmed up or something?
Yeah, there's been a mix. You know, here's a bunch of free matches for some of their main shows you see on TV. So, yeah, there's been a mix of that here. And I think that philosophy really kind of matches, because I think there's something along the lines of if you have a free account on Peacock, like, you can watch, like, say, the first 3 episodes of one of their original programs versus, you know, the entire thing after you paid like at least the $5 a month, you know. And they do have some interesting stuff, not just Saved by the Bell. Nothing that really kind of, maybe AP Bio kind of looks interesting. That's a comedy that came over on here. But they're really kind of ramping up, and I'm sure they're getting hurt by the COVID situation too, right? So, but it's interesting, and now everybody has access to it. So I think it's a good growth for them, and also they don't have to worry about getting subscribers. They just got prepaid for all their content for the next 5 years, which kind of matches their deals that they have on TV too, which are also obscene the last we knew. But it's been pretty crazy. So. Yeah. So with that, I want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Slice on Broadway, up the road here, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for a good long time. And read the pizza box. That's a reason for you to go get it again, right? They got new pizza boxes. That's first thing I noticed. Yins are New York style yins are made is their new slogan, it seems, and that's been a lot of fun. So go check them out over on sliceonbroadway.com here in the Pittsburgh area. 3 great locations. in Beechview, Carnegie, and the East End. And let them know the AwesomeCast sent you. I also want to give another plug here for a moment after I fix whatever the heck I did with the graphics. So, former producer of the show, Missy, has been working on this project. If you're on the visuals, I got this wonderful purple T-shirt on to match our logo here at Sorgatron Media. It says, "I love to brag about Beechview," also in Spanish. I won't butcher that out of respect. But this has been a project that she's been working on with Bragg, our local Beechview community group here. And you can go to beechviewing.org, and these shirts are for sale. And there's two things happening here, and they're multiple colors, by the way. There's a gray one there for you. And shout out to Commonwealth Press. Always, we used to use them a lot for the great PodCamp Pittsburgh shirts, which people still say they miss from year to year when it gets around that time and people ask me if PodCamp's coming back. Don't worry, I'll be on Clubhouse next year. Don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a lot of selection here if you want to go black and gold here as well for your Pittsburgh colors. So there's a couple of things here. So first of all, a cool way to represent Beechview if you have partaken in our tacos over here or Slice on Broadway and supporting some Beechview business, including us here at Sorgatron Media. But also there is some voting happening on your favorite Beechview business, as well as I do believe there are going to be proceeds going to some of the businesses to help out in some COVID relief as well. So I encourage everybody, if you have the chance, opportunity, and you want a cool shirt, go check out beechviewing.org. Also, if you're hanging out in Beechview, maybe you're grabbing a taco, a slice, or some wings up at Big Shot Bob's or something like that, make sure to hashtag Beechviewing as well as you're checking out our fine, hilly, vertical, sometimes Pittsburgh neighborhood. So I want to give a shout out to that for the community there. So, all right, let's get into, where do we go from here? There was some things there. What stories do you guys want to hit up out of our rundown for the rest of the show here?
We can talk about Smore and not the food.
I'm saying I'm catching up. What is Smore?
We haven't talked about a new dating app in forever, I feel like. But there's a new one out there called Smore.
All of us otherly engaged individuals on this show. Why would we? I wonder why we haven't checked out an app for a while. Yeah.
Well, there just hasn't really been a substantial one in quite some time that has actually raised a decent amount of money to get out there. And Smore is the most recent one that has done that. And so what makes Smore different? So you're supposed to you do little interactive things. The more you talk to them, it's not, they take the appearance part out of it, it looks like. And it looks like you're more learning about the other person, and the more you interact with the other person, the more things you unlock, like photos. Like after a certain bit, you get photos. And then after a little bit of conversing, you open up a video chat. And the interesting thing about the video chat within Smore is the first couple minutes are blurred. So if you continue on that certain threshold, and beyond a certain threshold, the filter will go away, and you'll actually be able to see the other person. So it was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, this is definitely a different way to do it. And like the blurred video calling is pretty cool, I think.
Does the blur dissipate over time, or is it on then it's off?
I think it's on then it's off, but I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that one. But yeah, first 2 minutes are blurred, and then if everybody's having a good time, the video will unblur and unlock completely.
So I'm looking at it, and it costs $2.99 apparently for a 48-hour promotional period. They don't talk about after that. So how do I unblur? Let's say first 2 minutes of your free 5-minute call. There you go. What keeps you from just saying, "Hey, here's my FaceTime"? But I guess the whole point is you don't want to give the personal information immediately, right? So, yeah. But I guess, I don't know, is 5 minutes enough time to say this person's not a crazy stalker? I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to make that assessment, and I usually failed in that assessment. So, yeah, no, it's an interesting idea. Takes the look side out of it. So, Interesting. It is currently available only on iOS. Will be on Android in the near future. Draw your
And it's
demo.
only in a handful of cities like New York City, Boston, Washington, Chicago, LA, Dallas. So it's supposed to be expanding to more cities, but that's where it's at for right now.
Not just for romantic relationships. Also, you can be used to make new friends. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So some more with the apostrophe, as you would imagine that would be spelled, right?
Yep, something more.
Something more. Wait, is that what it stands for?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's pretty cute. Yeah, I like it.
Clever.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't sound all Web 2.0-y, so that's kind of fun. Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's look at. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow on the pull on this. We already talked about Bernie. Birdwatch. Have you guys read about Twitter's Birdwatch that they're implementing? Apparently, this was a test, and they're rolling out now. Did anybody read this article or see it come across their feeds by chance? So it is. So what Birdwatch is a experiment to crowdsource fact checking. What could go wrong? So the idea is, and I love this video. The video that they give here is whales are not real. They're robots funded by the government to watch us. Thank you, Twitter, for a fun video demonstrating this. And, it goes into, it talks about how somebody can put out a, quote, fact like that, and then it just goes nuts from there before somebody finally says, hey, I don't know if this is right. So the idea is you can go in to birdwatch.twitter.com, and you can create a note on there. You'll see contribute to Birdwatch, come from that little 3 dots pop down, and there's a bunch of checks in there, like is this a harmful tweet? What does this mean? Do you have anything to add to this? What's say something about an official source or something like that, and other people kind of vote up your quote factual response to it. So again, kind of just rolling out, so it's a little bit new to that, but I do believe they say you go to birdwatch.twitter.com, and like I opened it up like a little bit ago. I'm just like, wait, this just looks like a Twitter page. What are we doing right now? So, I guess, this is just kind of the, this is the interface. So now I'm not clear if this means. Hold on, let me go back to just Twitter and see what happens, because I can go to Birdwatch, but does that trigger, like, is this already open for everybody now? So if I go to, let's see, the 3 dots, I'm not seeing it just yet over on the Twitter side of it, but ideally I guess it's going to pop up here. It wasn't clear on how that rolled out, but I don't know. What do you guys think about the crowdsourcing side? Obviously this is a big problem, obviously hitting its peak probably in the last month or so, but I mean, it won't solve all the problems, but it'll probably help a little bit, right?
Will it solve a problem, or will it just take the responsibility away from Twitter?
I guess that's a question, isn't it?
Or will,
Let's be
enough...
honest here, guys. That's what they're doing. They're, they don't want to be caught. Well, you banned me or who, whatever.
No.
Now it was Birdwatch that did it, not us.
Also,
you know what I mean?
Also understand, like, Twitter can't actively police the entire scale of its site. Facebook has the same problem, right? You can't have eyeballs on everything. AI has been not working. We were seeing that misfire how many times, right? So adding a human element to this, which also means you have the problem with the human element, but it can raise flags more than just hitting a button to say this is inappropriate and whatever, move on, that could put it in front of Twitter to respond to, correct?
You're right. I can see that.
So,
or is it just going to perpetuate a bunch of insanity? I mean,
Twitter.
I'm just thinking the flat earthers, like someone that's not very harmful, but we all like to poke fun at. I hope you're not a flat earther out there, but I don't. Sometimes you want to see where the conversation's going to go. I mean, how do we know whales aren't government-funded robots? Did anyone talk to the whale?
Did they predate the government, according to that video?
Wait, the whales?
So the government is whale funded.
Oh.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, but could you game the system? Like John said, a bunch of your flat earther friends all get on and, and what was it
Announce
called?
round
And
earth.
bird watch it and say, yeah, he's right, 100%. You know what I mean? Is there going to be some kind of, I don't know.
Well, look
it's
at the Save Tony Stark thing that started, where they were going after NASA and Elon Musk to rescue Tony.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see how that worked itself out.
So, one notation on this, according to the Engadget article, say with Birdwatch, Twitter will no longer need to rely on its own employees for fact checks. Leads to your point, Krause. Users will be able to flag viral misinformation. Notes Twitter points out it's not assigning a quote true or false rating like other fact checking sites, but instead providing useful context. So, it's kind of one of those another thread in do your research, I guess. So it's interesting, especially with the fallout from everything that happened the last couple of weeks. Them rolling. Of course, this is something that they've been experimenting with for a while now. So just they're at the next step of this was the big thing here. So we'll see. We'll either never hear about this again or hear about it when it's pissed somebody off. So keep an ear out for Birdwatch. This is your canary in the Twitter coal mine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Turn your old cell phone into a camera, Krause.
Yeah, I'm working with my church. We do a live stream every week. A couple people have wanted us to provide not only a wide shot but a close-up shot of the pastor while he's preaching. And funds are tight. We're a small church, so I have a bunch of phones laying around, and I found this app, and it's working pretty good. It's you can do it over the Wi-Fi, which I wouldn't recommend because there is some lag. But using a USB cable or an Apple cable for either phone, it works really well. It's actually works surprisingly well. It's called iVCam. There's a piece that you install on your PC. There's a piece you install on the phone. And then to make the Apple version work, you need to have iTunes on the PC. And the iTunes is what connects the two via USB. And the great part is you can take that right into oh, my brain just stopped. The streaming software.
OBS.
Help me out.
OBS?
OBS. Yeah, you can take it right into OBS as another source. So
do you have to install like an NDI driver, or is it just right in there?
Just right in there. It just works. You just pull it down from the drop down iVCam, and it just works.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's great too because actually on the phone you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can get it to exactly where you want it, and it's just another camera. So I don't know about everybody else, but I have a bunch of cameras laying around, or phones laying around, and so now I have all the cameras I could ever need, I guess.
So I was using something similar called Epocam, EPOCH cam.
Yeah, in the article I found that was mentioned.
And that's now owned by Elgato, I think.
Ooh, interesting. Hopefully it becomes more reliable because I was having a little bit of a problem with it. So, but it's
I did read a number of bad reviews around it. What led me to Epocam was they touted that they were one of the lowest latency wireless plugins for OBS.
That's a big thing. Yeah, it's a big thing too because if it's coming over. So my thing is, how do I use my phone? I want to use my phone to stream, but I want it to go to a computer so I have a little more flexibility. And all my webcams, in a situation where I don't want to drag a big camera home and do the whole hookup, right? And I gave away all my good webcams to everybody. So, and you can't buy anymore. So, I don't know. Maybe you can now.
Well, and that's the thing with the shortage of webcams right now. This is actually, if you use the cable, I'm telling you, it's great.
Yeah, no, that's great.
There's no latency whatsoever. It works very surprisingly
So
well.
that's Oh, good.
Go ahead. Are you using like a normal cable do you have? So I'm looking. So one of the things that we wanted to also do for CNJ Plays Games is the Mario Kart Live. But I want to be able to like tail the car around the room in tandem with the screen view.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I might be able to make it work with a 10-foot cable. I don't know if you've played with any of the extra long cables. Does that have any impact on?
I
can't imagine it would, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the length of like USB. I mean, I've used a couple extenders, but I might go 10 foot, or 12 feet when I've used them. So I haven't seen any problems yet, but I don't know if I was doing video streaming like that necessarily. So it's all data, right? So well, on that note, I think it's pumpkin time for Chilla here at the end of the show.
It is.
John Chichilla, what is that fantastic YouTube channel that everybody should be subscribing to?
It is CNJ Plays Games. You can also start following us on the Twitters, and that is CANDJ Plays PLAYZ, because we're edgy. No, because CNJ Plays with an S was taken. So you can follow us on Twitter. I'm starting to put, like, as the episodes get posted, I'm going to start putting them out there as well. Hoping to kind of try to tie together some of the other shows that we like to watch, as well as one of the things that we've also tried to give a lot of credit to, especially in the Roblox world, is most of these developers are working for your kind of donations back to the game. There's no cost to any of those games. They're free to play. And most of them really aren't like the pay to win, like you see some of the free iOS games. So trying to give back to some of the developers and give them kind of some airtime, because you can tell some of them are doing really well, but some of them maybe not so well. So yeah, check us out.
Awesome. Katie Dutters. He's over on the Instagrams and this week's Fishing Without Bait podcast.
Yeah, I'm all over the place with them today, or this week.
Yes.
Also, this is the last week to order the Frizzy Eaton Park cookies. We talked about them on last show, but this is the last week, I think, because you can only order them up to the 31st.
There you go. Go get your Frizzy. I feel bad. I keep wanting to call him Furzy, because probably mostly because I've been playing with a Furby lately, and it's just in my head. So, sorry about that. I think somebody's knocking on my door. I hope it's not a Beastman again. Or something fell. I don't know. Anyways, go check that. And also, holy crap, one of our videos about those cookies really hit on Instagram. So, hello if you're new because you saw the Frizzy cookies. So, Crazy Krause on the Twitter with the K's.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me again. I always appreciate it.
There you go.
Although my video's not great tonight, I'm seeing
blame it on the cut fiber in Brooklyn, okay? Like everything else is going wrong.
In Brooklyn.
Like I got one of our streamers was down. Somebody hit me up and says, "What do I do if WeTransfer doesn't work?" So it's been a weird day here in the Northeast. So, like why do random sites aren't loading? So no, thank you so much. Thank you to our Patreon. No, I already did the Patreon part, but thank you to those as well that support us through there at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Thank you to our followers watching us in the chat rooms. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.